Welcome to Valor Fights 37. We're at Cleveland State Community College in Cleveland, Tennessee. I'm Vince Ferrara alongside Ben Sargent, Casey Oxendine, and our crew here tonight. Our main event is a featherweight bout. How about this one? It's Jonathan Pearce, JSP, taking on Quinten Culpepper. And Casey, start out telling us about JSP.
JSP, I call him the Michael Myers of mixed martial arts. He is so determined. His eyes are focused when he gets inside the cage. He comes to kill and mutilate, and I look for him to try to do the same here tonight.
Ben, tell us about Quinten.
Quinten Culpepper said, guess what? I have wrestling too. He's going to stuff those takedowns, and he said he's going to punish JSP. I personally think he has a perfect game plan because I talked to him personally last night. Same game plan I would do. So let's see if it works.
All right, that's our main event here tonight, but lots of exciting MMA action in store for you. Valor Fights 37 at Cleveland State Community College. The action starts next.
Valor Fights.
East 26.
Valor Fights.
I got valor.
Fairgrounds Sports Arena.
I got valor.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Woo. They gon' love me for my valor. Pressure building by
Valor
an hour.
Fights.
This bout is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hog's Red Corner, he weighed in at 195 pounds. Fights out of Team Fasting, Coburn, Virginia, and tonight he is making his MMA debut, Matthew Ashley. And his opponent standing across the cage to my left, he weighed in at 199 pounds. Represents MMA Institute in Dayton, Tennessee, and tonight he is making his MMA debut, Brett Ervin. Your referee when the action begins is Nate Jolly.
Nate Jolly, our referee. This bout, a catchweight bout at 200, presented by Mad Tatter Studios. Matthew Ashley with the American flag on his trunks, taking on Brett Ervin in the gray trunks. Three 3-minute rounds. Both guys under the weight at 200. Nate Jolly says, let's go. Quick touch of gloves, and here we go.
Oh, wow. Right out of the gate, Brett Ervin throwing big shots. Body head. Ashley on the run here.
Look at the combos.
Nice combos.
Wow. Fast hands, aggressive, and here comes.
Now Ashley firing back.
Ashley, Ashley, it is pretty tough, man. He's caught some on the face and he's fine.
Brett
now.
Ervin looking for the guillotine, standing guillotine choke. Matt Ashley defending well.
If I were Brett Ervin, I'd let go. I mean, he's really opening up, and geez, man, he's a man of his time.
Look at this transition. It looks like almost a Russian tie position there.
Long legs with those knees. Put together in the lower body there is Irvin. Ashley's feeling those to the body.
And again, he breaks away, just as Ben Sargent mentions. And Matthew Ashley pressing to the cage.
See, you see Brett Ervin, he's circling and he's turning over. Now he's going for that takedown. He knows what to do in a clinch. You know, he knows. He felt calm. Other than Matthew Ashley, he was like, what are these knees, you know?
In the half guard of Matthew Ashley. Ashley holding on with that left arm kind of riding high. That may allow Brett Ervin to set up the arm triangle. Matthew Ashley really needs to keep that in tight.
Arm in.
Going for our arm triangle.
And that's what we're going for. He's going to have to bypass the half guard of Ashley to make it work. In most cases, some guys produce enough pressure from the same side to get the tap out.
His arm looks like it's too high. It's not hitting the what is it, the artery.
We saw Billy Swanson attacking that move on Big Ben.
Yeah.
At Valor Fights 36, he was not able to get it, but he put a lot of pressure on Ben Rowland that way. Of course, Brett Ervin, the teammate of Billy Swanson, a good friend.
Yeah, we saw him as he was entering the cage, Ervin, here tonight.
Irvin still with a half guard. Very familiar with the pressure of the likes of Chandler Cole. So he's been in this spot before,
Wow,
has
full
Matthew
mount.
Ashley, but he's taking a lot of punishment here. He needs to watch if he does bridge. It could be a triangle
He's
choke.
out.
Nice. And he has a good scramble. He messed up the S mount, and he went back to side mount. He just turned around and went back to side mount. Knee on belly, full mount.
Final seconds, though, of the round. And that's the end of the round. Dominating performance in the first round
I think
by Brett Ervin.
Yeah, Brett Ervin is he showed. I mean, on paper it says that he's a wrestler for his debut. Here you're seeing beautiful combinations, punches and bunches, positioning, ground and pound. It's calmness.
Well, for Matt Ashley, you know, you go into this knowing this guy's a pedigreed wrestler. You're going to think, I'm going to outstrike him, or maybe I'm going to out-jiu-jitsu him. Well, right out of the gate, Brett Ervin showed that his striking is on point. It's very crisp. It forced Matt Ashley to attempt the takedown on the wrestler, Brett Ervin. It didn't happen. It was Brett Ervin that got it to the ground. You see here, Ervin absolutely relentless in the early goings.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But it was Brett Ervin that got it to the mat and was dominant on top. In my estimation, Matthew Ashley, he's going to have to, you know, be strong throughout the tough points and try to weather that storm and come out in the later rounds. Just too much pressure for Brett Ervin right now.
Second round underway, 3 3-minute rounds. Valor fights 37.
Oh, wow. Super fast.
Like I said, right under those punches, he can go take down.
And now advancing to the mount where he ended in round one. Looking for the finish is Brett Ervin.
Nate Jolly very close to stopping this, keeping a close eye.
Nothing super, super hard. But if Matthew Ashley is unable to defend himself.
It's over.
Exactly.
Wow.
Good debut there for Brett Ervin.
So impressive. And even when he was on the attack with his stand-up game, you talked about, both of you did, how established he was as a wrestler but looked good in the stand-up game. He didn't overexert himself. He didn't put himself in a bad situation. Take us to this replay
We
here.
see Ashley attempting to come out and assert himself. Brett Ervin super, super fast, getting to the hips. Beautiful slam, and finishes it off with some great ground and pound combinations.
He might have been able to do that, Ben, at the end of the first round when he just ran out of time.
Absolutely.
And went right back to it.
I'm really impressed with this kid. I'm going to watch out for him and definitely remember his name. And very talented young prospect.
Only 22 years of age, 21, as Ashley's 22. And out of Dayton, Tennessee, at a MMA Institute. Good group he's working with there. Very impressive here for Brett Ervin. So Matthew Ashley will move on to the Army, and wish him the best there, and lots of respect for him. I hope he stays safe. All right, back to the cage to announce our winner. Here's Jennifer.
Your referee stops us about at 39 seconds into the second round for your winner by TKO due to strikes. Out of the OEB blue corner, Brett Ervin. This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hog's red corner, he weighed in at 125 pounds, holds a record of 0 wins with 2 losses, and fights out of over 9,000 in Hazel Green, Alabama, Kendrick Stewart. And his opponent across the cage to my left, he weighed in at 125 pounds, fights out of Blaylocks IMB in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, and tonight he is making his MMA debut, Geoff Phillips. Your referee when the action begins is Nate Jolly.
Nate Jolly, our referee in this flyweight bout at 125, presented by Chips Transmissions. Kendrick Stewart in the black trunks, Geoff Phillips in the blue trunks. 3 3-minute rounds. Valor Fights 37, Cleveland, Tennessee. We're underway. Touch of gloves. Let's go.
A little height and reach advantage by Geoff Phillips. Kendrick Stewart, the stocky fire plug.
Stewart looks like he's filled in just a little bit more than Phillips since maybe the weigh-ins. Rehydrating.
He had fancy footwork from Kendrick Stewart. Oh.
Missed on the kick and quickly got to his feet.
Yeah, that happens.
See how light both of these guys are on their feet in the flyweights.
It's crazy when you see the flyweights and you see a trip like that, and the guys are back on their feet before you can blink. You know, they're so fast. Great, Geoff Phillips keeping that range with that left.
Got to watch that open hand, though, man. That's how you got eye pokes.
Yeah.
Nice little head kick by Geoff Phillips right there.
Ah,
nice leg kicks.
yeah,
following
Kendrick
it
Stewart
up on
with a
him.
kick of his own.
And this is a fight where the bigger cage we now have at Valor Fights, that circle cage, is going to come into play because these guys are going to move a lot. Ooh.
Definitely works to the advantage of the striker. If you're one of those guys that likes to close the distance and use the cage, you've got a lot more range to cover.
You gotta work on your footwork, learn how to
Oh,
cut your
beautiful
guys
spinning
off.
hook kick. And
There's a
Kendrick
takedown.
Stewart answers with a big slam.
Big slam.
Close guard. Now by Phillips.
Get Geoff Phillips, trained by Chet Blaylock. Look for that guard to be implemented here.
Working around those legs, trying to get that side mount. Like I always say, position before submission. You have to work for that perfect positioning.
Geoff Phillips very active with those hammer fists and punches from bottom, but now Kendrick Stewart advances to crossbody.
There it is.
Long, lanky competitor such as Geoff Phillips could potentially have the ability to bridge and lateral. So Kendrick Stewart really needs to watch his base in that position. See Geoff Phillips swimming that right underhook. This is exactly what he needs to do to recover his guard, recover his position. But thus far, Kendrick Stewart in control.
Stewart stuck a knee, and then Phillips went and covered up that leg to keep that from happening again.
It's one of those situations where the jiu-jitsu player, that maybe their first instinct to get to that half guard position may not always be the best position in mixed martial arts. Now he may have the triangle, but too late.
Saved by the bell.
Yes.
Wow. Something to think about, though, for Stewart. Now, how would you guys score that first round?
10-9 Kendrick Stewart. He got the takedown. He got the positioning. Geoff Phillips was in control on the feet, but really didn't land anything significant.
Absolutely. I think that takedowns are huge. So let's remember he got that big takedown, that big double blast takedown. So
Not only that, Kendrick Stewart did pass the guard of Geoff Phillips, was able to land a few shots here and there. Slim margin, but certainly in the favor of Kendrick Stewart.
Valor Fights 37 here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Flyweights right now, you get to look at Kendrick Stewart there, his corner talking to him.
Yeah, he's definitely breathing heavier than Geoff Phillips, who's pacing back and forth in the opposite corner ready to go. That may play a factor here.
Geoff Phillips could very well be up. Kendrick Stewart could very well be up on the judges' scorecards. Nate Jolly says, let's go. Second of 3 rounds, three-minute rounds. What we're scheduled for with the flyweights here, Valor Fights 37. Phillips hands down in the blue trunks. Stewart in the black, gray, and white.
I'm liking Geoff Phillips's style here. He's keeping long, but he's going for body kicks, and He needs to be more accurate with him, though, if he wants to be effective in this fight.
Both of those guys.
The big takedown there by Kendrick Stewart yet again. That's what I spoke about at the onset of this fight. Strong takedowns with solid defense from guard. Now, Geoff Phillips looking for a guillotine and pulling back to the position. And now we have ourselves a scramble.
For two guys who are very close in height and weight, they have very different bodies, it seems to me. Phillips looks a little bit taller than his listed 5'5".
Yeah, and definitely has longer arms.
He's very long and lanky. He reminds me of a smaller Leo Woods.
Yeah.
He's even got the hair. Oh, here we go, Kendrick Stewart advancing to mount position again with a long, lanky competitor like Phillips. It can be hard to hold, but he advances to the rear mount, looking for the choke.
It's over. He tapped
That's
out.
done. Huge win for Kendrick Stewart.
That is huge, and that's that puts a win on his record column.
I don't know if we'll see it in the replay.
You got the windmill coming from Kendrick Stewart, the athlete.
Kendrick Stewart picks up his first MMA win. Maybe we'll get a chance to see it in the replay. I thought Stewart grabbed the cage to keep his position that set that up.
Yeah, I thought I might have seen it. I didn't know. Yeah, I definitely want to see the replay.
All right, take a look at it here. There it is.
But it doesn't seem that he grabbed it. It's okay, open palm to press, so that seems to be cool. Beautiful transition there to the back, and it was already sunk, man. It was a done deal.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Tapped on the other side of Nate Jolly.
He said no mas.
And again, that's a huge win over Geoff Phillips, who is a pedigreed grappler out of Blaylock's IMB.
You see the flex there by Kendrick Stewart. Casey talked about his ability. Don't worry about the record. And he showed it in the second round win.
6 straight finishes here at Valor Fights 37 live on Flow Combat.
Yeah, FLO Combat. Check out past events as well. Always delivering. All right, to the cage to announce the winner. Here's Jennifer.
Your referee stops this fight at 1 minute and 34 seconds into the second round. For your winner by rear naked choke submission out of the Hogs red corner, Kendrick Stewart.
Valor Fights.
Ace 26.
Valor Fights.
I got valor.
Fairgrounds Sports Arena.
I got valor.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Woo. They gon' love me for my valor. Pressure building by
Valor
the hour.
Fights.
This battle is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He weighed in at 170 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 4 wins with no losses, and fights out of Bunny's MMA in Winchester, Tennessee. Casey Jackhammer Peele. And his opponent across the cage to my left. He weighed in at 177 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 3 wins with no losses, and fights out of Core 1 in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. Bubba Cruz. Referee when the action begins is Nate Jolly.
Nate Jolly, our referee. The Valor Welterweight Championship on the line, an amateur MMA title bout presented by Don Ledford's Auto Park. It's Casey Peele in the black and white trunks, Bubba Cruz in the short black trunks. Point to both corners, 3-minute rounds, and we're underway.
Yeah, do not blink here.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, wow, big shots by Casey Peele inside the clinch already.
No time wasted. Right away, leg kick, punches, clinch.
Oh, big shot by Bubba Cruz. Casey Peele is done. Unbelievable finish.
Bubba Cruz, a knockout first-round win.
You know what? I was wrong about that. This is the first time in my life I've ever been wrong, but I am wrong about that. He was prepared.
Just like that, Bubba Cruz with that big shot finishing and taking home that Valor Fights welterweight strap.
Wow. And you wondered how they worked it out. Take us through this replay here.
Well, there it is. Big right hand, overhand right there.
Short.
Bubba Cruz follows it up. puts the lights out on Casey Peele here.
He unplugged the jackhammer.
Yeah, the jackhammer didn't have a chance to get loose. My goodness. What a performance for Bubba Cruz. Unbelievable. So, Penn, I mean, that was short work, and boy, that was a powerful ride.
Yeah, that was a he just snuck that short right in right when Peele was trying to throw off too, and when you have tight punches like that, it's very important, and they are way more effective than a big old shot.
Just like just short range with power, you mean?
And it has just as much power, if not more, than a big old wild looping punch, you know. So, very impressed with Bubba Cruz, and next time, dude, when you hear this, make weight.
Yeah, and we'll get clarification on what maybe they might have agreed to going in. There's a chance that Casey Peele said, I don't care. Let's do it. I'm fine with it. That's certainly possible. All right, let's go. Get an announcement of our winner. Back to Jennifer.
Your referee stops this fight at 17 seconds into the first round for your by TKO due to strikes. Out of the OE blue corner, Bubba Cruz. This battle is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 146 pounds, holds a record of 8 wins with 4 losses, and fights out of Team Fast in Coburn, Virginia, Doug Williams. And his opponent across the cage to my left, he weighed in at 146 pounds, holds a record of 3 wins with 1 loss, and fights out of Cleveland, Tennessee, David Mang. Your referee when the action begins is Nate Jolly.
Nate Jolly, our referee in this title unification bout. Featherweight divisions presented by Corporate Clothing. Doug Williams in the white trunks, David Mang in the black trunks. Nate Jolly, final instructions to both fighters. As 3-minute rounds, titles on the line. One guy is going to come out with both belts.
As contrasting as two individuals could possibly be here, but again, so many things that are similar. Like we mentioned, the wrestling credentials. You asked me before what has really been a key point in the improvement of Doug Williams, and that has to be his teammates, guys like Chandler Cole. But that was a big right hand by David Mang to kick it off.
Williams acknowledged it too. He nodded back at Mang.
And I talked to Mang, like I said last night. That was a nice high kick by Doug Williams, shook off by David Mang. But I talked to him. He said he's going to finish this fight in the second round.
These antics, almost like a professional wrestling bout here, but this is as real as it gets.
Looks
when
like
you step into the Valor Fights cage.
Yeah, it looks like David Mang needs to keep his hands up.
And Mang, after that kick, put his arms up, saying that was nothing. There he is again, just inviting Williams in.
Yeah, Williams keeping his hands low. He needs to be careful. Both men need to be careful.
Yeah.
Lots of athleticism inside the cage there. Big overhand right, and now they are tied up.
Nice movement with the striking Doug Williams.
Both guys went for trips, I think, initially, but
yeah.
And they might have
the balance of David Mang so strong, so stable. But Doug Williams no slouch either.
Williams has changed his stances and in and out. Good kick by Mang.
Oh, there we go. David Mang changes levels but opts to step away.
Stuffed by Williams.
Fun fact, Doug Williams actually started wrestling when he was 4 years old. David Mang started when he was 8 years old.
Mang charged in. And to the cage for the first time.
Nice right hand off of the break for Doug Williams.
neither guy really establishing much of a jab. Just sort of poking it out there a little bit every once in a while.
Big shots, big.
You can see the energy in the air. They're not moving a whole lot, but the intensity.
More feints than connected blows.
Yeah, nice leg kick by. Nice
and a
head
catch
kick.
and a takedown.
And we can.
That is a big deal when you've got two pedigreed wrestlers going at it here. A takedown is huge.
Final seconds of the round, and Williams won't be able to take advantage of it, but he
I
will
think that
not.
took the round.
Right, yeah.
Let's not forget, though, David Mang did land a big head kick. That's how he got taken down. But he did land a big head kick. That was pretty impressive to have that precision. See if he could do it in a second
And
round.
let's see how the morale of David Mang is affected. He's the first one to be taken down here.
Yeah.
And how would you guys score that first round?
10-9 Doug Williams. That stole the round in my opinion.
Yeah. Take a look.
I would.
Here it is. It was a catch.
Yeah.
And then beautiful textbook right there.
Yeah, I mean, the takedown does, I guess it does score. I mean, I'm more of a you have to take them down and do something before it scores.
But this is the thing.
But
there wasn't a lot going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, really hard to call it. It was really down to the last moment of the round to decide, if something would happen. Doug Williams made it happen, and like I said, most judges are going to see that.
Doug Williams.
But you're correct. I mean, it wasn't anything that doesn't necessarily changes the tide of the fight. But in a razor-close first round, I think that's what it took.
Doug Williams fired up, bundle of energy in the corner. He was standing up the whole time in between rounds. We're in the second round of this title unification bout at 145. 3 3-minute rounds.
Lots of feints there by Doug Williams. Appears to be on the prowl. David Mang fires back.
And you got to realize, too, these are both respectable wrestlers. There's a whole lot of pride in that wrestling.
Oh, here we go. Doug Williams shooting in. He better watch out, though.
Neck. Got the neck.
The guillotine attack by David Mang, but negated by the position of Doug Williams here.
Second takedown of the fight by Doug Williams.
Now, this is something that Mang needs to watch out for. He's holding on to that guillotine choke. He can get caught in a Von Flue choke in a New York minute here. Doug Williams all over David Mang.
Mang at least didn't give up his back, so he switched to his back. Williams on top now. Just over a minute gone by in round 2. Mang listening to his corner. He sits up.
Nice butterfly guard by Mang. Now it goes over to half guard to Doug Williams.
Williams trying to advance his position, raining down those lefts.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
See some wrestling
David
going
Mang
on.
looking to come out the back here, looking for a reversal. Will he get it? Doug Williams looking for that arm bar.
He's got that leg over the head.
See if
Williams needs to watch, though. He could end up on bottom, and that's what happens here.
Let's see what David Mang's top position looks like.
Both of these guys showing off their wrestling ability. And we knew that coming in. These are high-level guys.
Well, less than a minute left in round 2. David Mang's going to have to open up here if he wants to steal this round. In my estimation, Doug Williams way up on top.
Looks like Doug Williams is more active in his guard on the bottom. And
look for Doug Williams maybe to post those feet on the hips and shove Mang off.
Williams, hand control on Mang. Close guard now by Williams.
And again, Doug Williams being so much more active, even attacking the triangle there. I know top position means a lot, but in my estimation, Williams is pulling away here, looking for that arm bar.
Yeah, it wasn't deep enough in, and it goes into the third round.
Wow. He probably wouldn't have had time for the finish anyway, even if he would have gotten it. But goodness. So you guys score that for Doug Williams in round 2?
I undoubtedly give that second round to Doug Williams. Of course, he was reversed, but he did secure the takedown. He was in more dominant positions. He landed more strikes, and even when he did get reversed on bottom, he fired off those shots from inside his guard. He looked much, much better, he looks much better right now here in between rounds. He's standing up, walking around. David Mang is trying to catch his breath.
All right.
I agree completely. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, thought we were going to take a look at the replay here in 1 second, and there you see what Casey was talking about with David Mang. Looks a little bit worse for the wear in his corner than Doug Williams. Go ahead, Ben. We won't get a replay. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I think Mang is wearing down, man. I mean, he was in Doug Williams' guard, and Doug Williams was firing off in his guard, man. I mean,
touch of glove.
David Mang really needs to come on here. In my estimation, he needs a finish. Look at that.
Wow. Tucking a kick all the way out. Third and final round, title unification bout.
And a scramble with David Mang ending up on top here.
Yeah, that was a sweaty scramble. They're starting to get in the.
So someone get credit for a takedown?
Deeper
I
there?
think
rounds.
Mang, I mean, he
Yeah.
a testament to his stability, his ability to frame up and prevent that hip toss, pressing Doug Williams directly to the mat. Now he's going to have to get busy here.
These third rounds, fourth rounds, fifth rounds, they're
Couple of shots finding their home for Mang. Williams.
Oh, here we
very
go.
active.
Doug Williams looking for that triangle. Mang slipping it.
Yeah, both guys very sweaty here in this third round.
yeah, both wrestlers and both sweaty. It's going to be hard to do anything because they're both explosive.
In my opinion, Doug Williams needs to work his way out of this position. Obviously, it could be that he's up 2 rounds to nothing, but you never know with the judges, what they're thinking. So, in my estimation, Doug Williams will want to get out of there. David Mang, he needs to keep that pressure on and find a way to get that finish.
Especially to your point, especially
here
in
we
the
go.
first round.
Elevator by Doug Williams, working his way up, at least to one knee.
Got one arm locked, and they stand up.
You got David Mang not even have his mouthpiece in his mouth. I mean, he's just chewing on it.
He does that a lot in his fights, and Nate
Here we
Jolly
go.
is going to separate him, and I think he's going to tell him to keep that mouthpiece in. Not that he's done it yet. There you
That
go.
may have cost David Mang the opportunity to get that fight back to the ground.
Oh, eats a shot right to the mouthpiece and says, come on.
Oh, wow.
Nice. very
Another
impressive.
dominant takedown by Doug Williams. You saw David Mang showboating, and it cost him there.
It sure did, man. It's starting to show who really trained really hard for these fights. This fight, when you go into the third, fourth, and fifth round, he's really pushing the pace now on Mang, and he's
Oh, wow. Doug Williams coming on here.
Look at those shots. I don't know, Mang's going to make it through this. Under 30 left to go in this fight. Mang's got to show something.
got a front headlock, taking it back.
Mouthpiece is completely out now.
Yeah, the mouthpiece is gone. Doug Williams smells blood like a shark in the water.
Nate Jolly looking on closely, and it's over. Wow. Mang survives, but Williams a back flip. He feels like he has unified the titles and brought them both home.
So much emotion from Doug Achilles Williams, believing he has become the Valor Fights unified champion here.
And we certainly think so. Doug Williams goes the distance, and take us through this replay here, Ben.
Well, it's he finishes off just a little pepper spray, just enough to finish the fight, man. I mean, you got to defend yourself, and that's what he did. He got on top of him, and he's just peppering down on punches, and it's enough to finish an amateur fight.
Yeah, and Mang had some opportunities, but really when he was in the top position, it seemed like he could do enough damage. Maybe he wasn't offensive enough from that position and missed his opportunity and maybe lost his fight.
Yeah, and it's going to be impressive to see where he goes from here. I mean, he just fought a definitely a top-notch, really talented wrestler and took him down.
Yeah, and Doug Williams been on such a roll. Started out, as Casey mentioned earlier, 1-4 in his amateur MMA career. Has wheeled off 7 straight wins and could very well be 8 straight now, and both belts.
Yeah.
That's turning things around, starting 1-4, and then you win 7 straight, and now have both belts in the organization.
Is he going to have to read? Is he going to defend both?
It's a good question.
Individual?
We'll find out. To the cage to announce our winner. Judges' scorecards. Here's Jennifer.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. All 3 judges scored this fight 30-27 for your new Valor Apex Unified Featherweight Champion. Out of the Hogs red corner, Doug Williams.
After this fight, I'm going to start learning stuff about walkout, triple drop, and those.
This battle scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He weighed in at 145 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins with 1 loss, and represents D-Evil MMA in Johnson City, Tennessee, Jonathan JSP Pearce. And his opponent, across the cage to my left, he weighed in at 145 pounds, holds an undefeated professional record of 1 win with no losses, and represents Rush MMA in Macon, Georgia, Quinten Culpepper.
All right, guys, either one of you have any questions about my rules? Listen to my commands, obey my commands. Get yourselves at all times. Touch them up, back to the corners.
Jimmy Neely, our referee, with the final instructions for both fighters. Jonathan Pearce, JSP in the black trunks. Quinten Culpepper from Macon, Georgia, 1-0 in the gray trunks. This featherweight bout presented by Chips Transmissions. Valor Fights 37, Cleveland, Tennessee. Jimmy Neely looks at both sides. 3 5-minute rounds, and we're underway.
Honestly, in my opinion, they're huge 145ers.
Yeah.
Here they are. They're standing and striking with each other. He got some good high kicks. There's a spinning wheel kick. And, whoa, Culpepper just went for a takedown, got stood. GSP just got back up.
Yeah, Pearce type spot there for a moment, and now he has Culpepper up against the cage. Vince Ferrara, Ben Sargent, cage side of Valor Fights 37, joined by Valor Fights president, Mr. Tim Loy, for some extra analysis as Casey in the corner of JSP.
This is this matchup right here is very equal in wrestling, and it's really impressive, man. I haven't seen anybody been this equal wrestling with JSP yet in his career, honestly. We see a omoplata right now, and we got a heel hook right there, a little toe hold.
Yeah, you know, Culpepper, he's a purple belt in BJJ, so he's very well rounded. He had a nice stoppage finish by strikes in his pro debut, so I mean he can go everywhere. The JSP though showing his advantage here, taking the back. Already with 5 pro fights, we'll see if that experience advantage makes a difference.
JSP able to stick some elbows there. Now a couple right series of them on Culpepper.
And Culpepper right now, what he needs to do is he needs to let go of that arm. He needs to try to posture up, get his hips up, and stand back up, because this is exactly where JSP wants to be.
Absolutely.
He just wants to just wear on you, grind on you, make you feel him.
Now we're back up. They're going to throw.
Yeah, and Culpepper's been willing to do a great exchange there.
Nice knee by JSP, very flexible.
Both these guys are going for it, man.
Yeah, goes back for that double. Just wearing on him, man. He just grabbed that single leg.
Yeah, JSP, he's really enforcing his will here with the wrestling. But, oh, wow, quick little submission attempt here. But JSP comes out the better. No.
Good reversals in this fight already. Such early.
A lot of good scrambles.
Just past the midway point in round number 1, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Featherweight bout presented by Chips Transmissions.
And I will say this already. Quinten said he wanted to fight his fight, make him do his thing, but JSP's doing his thing.
Yeah, JSP, like I said, he's enforcing his will here. He's getting those takedowns when he wants them. Quinten is doing a good job of, forcing some scrambles and reversing position, but ultimately JSP's kind of, keeping the fight where he wants it.
Yeah, when you clinch up with JSP and wrestle with him on the cage, that's what he wants you to do. He is a grinder, and that's what he told me in his interview last night. He said he is upset about his last fight, that it was just, 30 seconds into it.
Oh, that's it. Another submission. Wow.
Culpepper wins.
Out of nowhere.
Knee bar, right?
Out of nowhere. A knee bar out of nowhere. That came really fast.
I didn't finish, but JSP wanted to grind this fight, and one round into it, that's a knee bar, man. That was
out of nowhere, man.
I didn't see it. I
No.
was talking my head off.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, man. That was 2 submissions in a row, and exposing some holes here.
Yeah.
JSP looked to be in control in that round, and Quinten Culpepper gets a knee bar. Tim, take us to this finish here.
Yeah, JSP's trying to keep that top control here, and Quinten's he's going for it right here and about to straighten it out.
Oh, a toe hold. That's
it
wasn't
a knee bar, was it?
Yeah, it was a toe
Oh
hold.
yeah,
man.
and he had it deep.
Wow.
And he got that leverage. He was able to roll on his chest and to be able to turn it over, and that's because that toe holds are very rare. I mean, that's somebody puts me in one, I'm gonna.
Especially at the pro level.
Yeah, it is.
And Culpepper, boy, he stuck with it and was in some tight spots.
And like Tim Loy say, that's a second submission loss that he has. He needs to go back to the drawing boards and brush up on some jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, my friend.
Quinten Culpepper just turned pro in May of this year. He finished BJ England by TKO, stepped up in competition as we talked about going in, and he answered the challenge with a first-round submission win. Let's get the announcement of our winner and back to Jennifer in the cage.
Referee stops this fight at 3 minutes and 27 seconds into the first round for your winner by toe hold submission out of the OEB blue corner, Quinten Culpepper.